well. A good weekend. Yeah. All right. So today I wanted us to talk about something. So our first Moracle standard that we work with here at Moracle is working with one goal and one vision. Yeah. I'm sure we all know that we've gone through this a number of times, but today I wanted us to speak about how can we be able or how can a company work on unifying its employees or the people that work therein, just so that they can have that mindset of working with one goal and vision, especially like seeing that we work virtually, and so many other companies now are going virtual or are going hybrid. Some days you're working from office, some days you're working from home. But how can we be able to see that? Because for us to be able to work with one goal and one vision, you have to be unified in mind, you have to be unified in sort of like the way that you're working. Yeah, so that if we say that this is what we're working towards, or this is how we work, then everyone should be working that way. Yeah, so how can we be able just to unify the team, especially when it comes to working with your vision, so that everyone can carry the mindset that you'd want the people working in that organization to carry. Yeah. I don't know. Does my question make sense?
Please, can you write?
Could you please a little bit more detail about it, because I couldn't understand it exactly.
Okay. I'll just say it again. So one of the standards that we have is that we have to be able to work with one goal and one vision, right? And seeing that we are working remotely, we're not working in the office. Yeah. So when you're working in the office, you probably have like your supervisor come and check on you and see, okay, are you actually working? Maybe they will block social media access using the Wi-Fi, just to make sure you're not wasting time, things like that. And so, in a way, when people are kind of working in the office, you kind of have more control of how they use their time to do the work. Yeah. So you're making sure that, if somebody's at work, they have to have that mind that they're at work. Yeah. But when you're working remotely, it's a bit different. Yeah. There's one thing that Mola was saying, that for him, he chose to trust people. That people will actually do their jobs, and if someone's not doing the job, then maybe their conscience will like speak to them or something like that. So for me, my question is, how do we make sure, especially when we're working remotely, that people are actually having that unified mindset to actually work with one goal and vision? That if I'm here, I'm working from Uganda, Sitari, you're working from Iran, no, we're all working from different parts of the world from home. And how can we make sure that we are still working with one goal and one vision, and we are still working towards the same target, and making sure we have that unified mindset in a way that Noah, you'd understand how we work here at Moracle. Even me, I could be able to understand how we work here at Moracle, that even when working remotely, I can still carry that same discipline or that same mindset, that maybe somebody who is working in the office would be enforced to, would be enforced to have. Yeah, because I'll give an example. No one is going to block your YouTube here or your Facebook, or no one's going to block you from watching movies during work hours. So you have to have that like self-discipline. So how do we just make sure that everyone is just unified in that mindset, when it comes to an organization and working remotely?
I think that one of the most important things that in this matter is that people with people who are more responsible are are better in this job. For example, I think in this kind of remote working and working from home, the important thing is that everything is task based, not time based. I think, and you tell your employee that you should do this task until this time. So in this way, I think the tasks are going to be done, and if a person that you hired is responsible enough to do that, you know that nothing will go wrong, and everything will be on time, and every task will be done on time. Yeah, I think the responsibility is the most important thing, because when you are a responsible person, you know, when you are as a responsible person, you cannot abandon a task, you cannot abandon doing something, and you have to do it completely, so you feel relaxed, and you feel that you are done for that day. So I think hiring people with this responsibility is the key to this virtual working environment. And always being in touch, I think, is a great thing, and these meetings that we have is a good thing, that we all know each other, and every day before starting our work, we talk to each other. So it kind of stimulate the environment in the on-site kind of environment, kind of job. So I think meetings and being in touch, and I think although it is a virtual work environment, but after a while, if an employee isn't a good person and isn't a responsible person, it shows itself, and they cannot do nothing and still be employed. So I think you have to be responsible to keep your job, and I think responsibility and being in touch is more important.
Thank you so much, Atari. And yeah, you're right, actually, it actually shows with time, it really does show. And even about being able to be responsible, like it's very important. There's actually someone who, I think a couple of months back, someone who a certain gentleman who works for he owns like a taxation company like over here, and he was looking for like a PA, for someone to work with. And he's apart from all the qualifications and everything, that he wanted somebody to have, he said that he wanted a mother, like someone who had children, and he said that he was tired of working with young with young ladies, because like he needed somebody who has that sense of responsibility, or they know that they're working so that they can be able, maybe to provide for their children, or like a mother would not just wake up and leave her job and things like that. So it was, for him, he was very strict, like however good you are, the last question he would ask you is, do you have children? And, and I was like, well, I'm sorry, but however much you convince me, I've worked with young people, sometimes I think he had been disappointed so many times. So now he had decided he wanted a mother specifically, just for that thing of responsibility, that somebody who has responsibility will work different. Thank you so much, Satari. Yeah, so for me, I think what I'll just say is maybe something that Mola also always says, is that being able to how can I say it, repeat maybe some of like the core values and some of these things. He always says that repetition. I know many times, especially as young people, we don't really like things being repeated like in our ears all the time, but it just really helps, to remind us of certain things. And yeah, just in case you've forgotten something, when someone reminds you, you can be able to remember. So I think it's very important, especially when you're working virtually. Yeah, it's just important, to have a constant reminder. And I also think that, these meetings also help just to be able to come on and like see people's faces, so you will know that, okay, this is what Sitara looks like, this is what Marama looks like things like that, because otherwise, some companies will work remotely, but like maybe they use certain like messaging apps where you're just required to be online to send texts and messages back and forth, or you're just required to send emails. So you actually never like have a picture of the people you're working with. Yeah. So I feel like it's much better to be able to, to put a face to somebody, and yeah, that also helps maybe for somebody to just have that sense of, okay, I'm actually working with people, I'm not working with robots, I'm working with people. So yeah, I feel like that helps. Yeah. Anyone else can feel free to share.
Yeah. Okay. For me, as a team, for us, okay, the question is, how can we achieve our goal, right, as a team working remotely? Is that a question,
Yeah,
Linda?
working together with that same mindset, even though we are working.
Okay. So first of all, I do believe if we have a situation like this, first of all, we should set up as a team, we should set a daily task that we want to achieve. We should set a deadline on each and every task that we want to achieve. That's the first thing. For instance, if I'm coming here, I should have known what I should be doing today for this day. Like today's Monday, what are some of the clients that I should be working on? That will make us to work on work on the same path. And two, we should have a daily meetings. We should have a daily meetings. Like for instance, these ones that we are keeping now, this personal training, this mental training that we are having each and every morning. By then, it will enable us to know what our weakness and our strength as a team. Yeah. Then three, we should set daily tasks that you want to accomplish as an individual. Now, for instance, now I can make an example for me. Mariama will have given me some of the things that I should do, or more like, yeah, these are what the company want. But as for me, I should set my own task that I want to accomplish. What are some of the things that I want to do that are in line with what either Mariama or that of Molai has given me to do? That's how I can be on track.
Yeah.
So then also again, I should be open up to ask questions and give feedback each and every day. You should ask plenty questions, try to ask for more questions, and then ask for feedback in your daily tasks that you have done. You will not just sit like that, say, oh, I've done this, without asking questions or without asking for feedback. You'll never know if you're in line with what they want you to do. So these are my own take on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Noah. Yeah, it's very important for us to be able to ask questions and ask feedback, just to be able to get better understanding. Yeah, that's always good, not to assume that that we know it all. Yeah, that's good. Yes, Jessica, do you want to share something?
Well, I think from my own perspective, as you guys said, us meeting like this is quite important for us to have the same mindset, because mostly if you're just like, okay, I'm working virtually, I come online, I do my own stuff, and then I leave without like having anybody checking in on me, trying to see if I'm okay, or trying to see what's going on, if my tax is okay. I think the person just like emotionally and everything just disconnects. Like, I'm just coming here doing this and then I'm leaving. But since we're all like, everybody's doing different tasks and is in different departments, but there's a time where we come together, share ideas. I think it also builds that form of community in the workplace, so we can like rely on each other in case we have any issues and stuff. So I think that is important. So these meetings are like very, very important as well. And just like I said, if you've already had a, like, today's Monday, you're already doing something, I think checking in on the individual, if it's not even every day, but if like a supervisor or somebody in charge or like the manager comes in and checking like, how far have you gone on this task? Like, what are you doing? I think it also motivates the person, like, okay, I'm not just by myself doing this stuff, but like there's somebody that will come in and check. And as she said, Molai said, like your conscience, if every day the person comes and checking and you're like at the same place, I think it will affect you even as an individual, because you always want to like prove to the other person like, I can do better, like, you know. So I think all these are like very, very important.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you. Yes, Mariama, would you like to share something?
Mariama, please be audible. We are not getting you.
Hi, Mariama, not hearing you.
Hello, can you hear me? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, I don't know what's wrong with the microphone. But yeah, working remotely, you know, I think the most important thing is just keeping yourself updated about the company and all as well, because obviously we're all working apart, and things might be changing and stuff. So you know, which, you know, like we do here every single day, meeting in the morning and just talking about how things are going, and any updates, any changes or anything. So that's very important. That's a good way to keep everybody informed and updated and up to date with how everything is going within the company. And with your role as well, yeah, just knowing your role, I guess, with that one, any changes that are going to happen, I'm sure the person you report to will keep you updated on that. But also, like other people said, it's important that you ask questions if you're not sure about anything and keep yourself up to date on that. And just engaging with your colleagues as well, and seeing how other people are, even if it's not work related, you can just, you know, engage with your colleagues and see how everyone's doing and getting on, and if there's anything you feel like they will benefit from sharing with them. And yeah, I think those are the most important things. And again, with, you know, since some people are working from outside of the UK, laws in the UK do change a lot, and especially we work with quite a lot of information. Confidentiality is very important as well. So it's important that we all keep ourselves updated on the UK laws and how things are changing, and and making sure that things are done according to the law. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mariama. That's actually a very good point, you know, just to be able to make sure that, you know, even when you're working from a different company, you know, you have to just keep yourself updated with the laws of, you know, the company, the laws of the country, the laws of the country where, you know, that company is actually based. Yeah, that's very important. Yeah, also seeing that, you know, most of our clients are from there. Yeah, it's very important to know that. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. And yeah, wish you guys a great day. Have a wonderful new week and a wonderful month as well.